Clarets TV talking to Chelmsford City Reserves manager Marc Stephan. Marc, how are you doing?
Hi Andrew, I'm very well, thank you.
Super, glad to hear it. So Marc, obviously we've come now with the reserves through pre-season. They've had a few games and then the first two league games as well. How do you feel like those have gone?
I feel it went very well, considering we only trained twice with the lads. Get a little bit surprised with the league when it started earlier than we thought, and playing 2 games a week wasn't expecting at all. But it's good. No, it's good. 4 games, 3 wins, 1 loss officially. The first game of the season. Difficult in ways because although the boys knows each other's through the youth section, playing together is not something we have done. So 3 win, 1 loss is a great result. Yeah, it's great.
And obviously we spoke about it on Tuesday night as well, following the 3-0 victory. But how do you feel like the lads are doing in that standard of football playing against men?
They're doing well. I think the friendlies, they were very much naive, excited as everyone else. So they forgot they're playing against men in ways they realise as well. But because he's friendly, the word friendly is just taking pressure as such, the competition himself. When we played the first league game, we all came quite early on the day. You could feel the players, they were very nervous. They weren't in their shoes at all, and we felt that straight away. Tried to calm them down, but once we went back to the changing room, team talk just before the kick-off, the nerves kick off again. After that, we felt with the coaches, we didn't play obviously the way we could play, but we felt he's all positive anyway on the day himself. Have they seen that? We didn't think so. So we went back to them, talking to them through, well, very positive, very encouraging. I just asked them to come back at the next game and just show their character. And they did. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So it showed us they mature, they understand, and it was good to get a result. It was great the way we played. But it was good to get that result because you probably saw yourself once they left the pitch, their confidence was so high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a very professional performance, wasn't it, on Tuesday night? And hopefully that now bodes well going forwards. Obviously they're back in action on Friday night. But going straight back to the beginning and the birth of the reserves, how was it that you got involved, and what was the process from start to finish of the reserves?
It was an upside down process, really. It's Chelmsford City, it's not a straight line. In ways where that's what lots of people say. The chairman will say it himself as well. Where it began, I was surprised. First of all, I was surprised when I received a call from the chairman asking me to manage the team. It was great, obviously. I was definitely up for it eventually to do that level, to do reserve, managing, coaching. I didn't expect it would take place straight away. I think for myself, where the process began is when I really get involved with the youth by coaching and managing. I've done the youth boys, I've done the AGA, I've done the girls section, and I coach at the same time in the 3 different areas. More into the AGA side the past 5 years, really, and I think the dedication, giving lots of hours, enjoying myself, enjoying being with the players, I think that's when the process really began, because I learned so much over the years, so quickly as well. When you're out coaching 20 hours a week, including the games, although I'm a full-time worker, you do learn quicker than just doing a couple of hours a week. And then from then, having the academy last season kicking off as well, having 2 great coaches, Mickey Spillan, Elliot word. Stick with them. I learn very quickly. I learn other things more on the senior football. We went to the Youth Cup. That was a fantastic experience. So be with those people really over the year, and Robbie Simpson on the other side with the first team. You just learn so much, and it was very important for me. The chairman, when he gave me the call to express, we feel, because you know so much the club inside out, that there's good feedback from players and parents, the link with the players, the determination to get the players to succeed, to go through. I think I had all the cards really what they were looking for. Well, I think so.
I hope so. And yeah, so talk about being with Robbie and Elliot and Mickey. So throughout pre-season, you've been with all of them at the pre-season friendlies, haven't you, and learning from them. How is that going to work going forward in terms of the relationship with the first team and the academy?
I've been to, really, I did ask Robbie, and Robbie wanted me to be involved as much as possible. And that is based on, we will mirror, the reserve team will mirror the first team. We want to be able, our player understand how the first team wants to play, how Robbie wants to play. So it's best to start now than later. We know 100% able to mirror every game because depending on the players we have, depending on how they're performing, progressing themselves. But if you take, for instance, Tuesday, once again, we started a formation a little bit more secure, where we can settle down, get possession on the ball, which we had a lot, and then halfway through that first half, we already felt, okay, now we can switch to Robbie's ideas, how you want to play. So we changed the formation. Second half, we put exactly the same target, same tactic as Robbie once the first team played, and I thought they did very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really did in the second half. And well, they did in the first half as well, didn't they? It was well all the way through. But in terms of that mirroring Robbie's tactics and what he wants to do in the first team, how important is the reserves as part of the Chelmsford City pathway that we've got now?
It's still a big gap, although we have the academy, so it's all in one really. Academy reserve is the same. You can coach as much as you want the players. You can give them as much tactic as you can. They understand. They will produce. They do need the physicality, the men's football, and coming out from an academy or the EGA section at under 18 and straight going to a step 2 is just a massive gap. So having the reserve competed in the league we're on, which is fairly a great team, and so far I heard all the clubs saying it's the stronger division they had in 20 years, which is great to hear. Not because of Chelmsford City going through, but the other clubs. The pathway is to give that physicality, mature, to try to change their mind. You're not just 18, but you need to think more like a 20 years old, giving them this experience on a senior men's football. All this is on the pitch, but it's also off the pitch. So we're constantly in contact with the players, feedback, anything not related to football. So it is the bridge in between the academy, EGA 18 years old football going towards the first team, and it is a tool we never had, or we haven't had for so many years. It's so important. So important to build their confidence at this level. And Robbie is very keen on including them to their game still. What he didn't want to is a great player. It's not ready for a step 2 level. Sitting them on the bench is something he was against his philosophy, because you are developing players to the game, playing enough. Where now lots of players will play 90 minutes, 60 minutes, plus the academy games during the week. So we offer 100 minutes of playing time to all the players.
Mm-hmm. And of course it's good for the young lads as well. With on Tuesday, Adam Morgan, who's obviously building match fitness, he played with the young lads and he's quite vocal for them, and it helped them a lot as well, having that experience in there. And of course that's the good thing about the reserves, isn't it, throughout the season. If there's players are injured, then there might be one playing on Friday, a first team player coming back.
Absolutely.
But that's good for the young lads, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I mean, as you just say, Morgan, his character, it just from the warm-up, 5 minutes into the warm-up, he just live it up and brings them up. First they laugh, they relax, and they were concentrating as well. And it's not only that, he's on the pitch, he's the talk, experienced player, the talk through, put in confidence when they made a mistake, encouraging, keep going, all the simple words coming from an experienced player helps a lot, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And in terms of how the reserves will run this year, of course, the first few home games have been away from Heybridge Swift, but that's where the home games will be played.
Yes, so that's where we're a little bit off balance at the moment, because we play in different places and we still find where to play. But hopefully Heybridge new 3G pitch should be ready for mid-September. And once this is in place, then we will get to a routine of the home games. So it will help, yeah.
And as well as the infrastructure of the pitch, your backroom team, who are the people that you've got around you? Obviously, Glenn was there from the first team on Tuesday night, but the team that are closer to you, who are those people?
So hopefully Glenn keep coming, because his feedbacks are great. His experience as well brings to the coaching panel, which are myself, Paul Nicholson, who has experience in coaching and managing reserve previously, donkey years coaching youth football at elite level. Then I have Elliot Thompson as well, alike as Paul, lots of experience. Last season he managed a first team, step 7 and step 8. So he's got a bag of experience to bring to the players, to myself as well. Elliot will be looking lots on, so we're hoping to film as much as possible our games, and we look then to feedback players, where we're going once a week, hopefully take team talks, go through the players, spend a little bit more time in there, where Paul will be more on the coaching side on a weekly basis, where do we need to improve, and so on and so on. I'm aiming to attend all first team training session, the team talk, the tactics beforehand, to be able to mirror, to see how Robbie wants to progress, and then pass it on to the coaches and to the team. We also have a sport therapist, a young student, Henry Baker, so we should see him to games very soon.
It's going to be a busy year for you then.
It's going to be busy, yes. And not to forget, I mean, these are the direct reserve coaches, but it's Pills, it's Wardy, Simo, Jackson, which we just saw early on as well. So it's everyone. So it's really, it's a great place to be for me, because you're surrounded by experienced people, lovely people as well. I'm left with a large percentage to how I want to do things as well, which is great. Seeking advice, and all these guys daily, every time we play, every time we train, they want to know, they want feedback, how did they get on, players and so on. So it's fantastic, it's brilliant.
Super. So then, in terms of the season that we're going to play now, the Essex and Suffolk Border League Premier Division, have you set targets for where you want to finish this year, or is it just all in development?
Yeah, no, we set targets ourselves, and with the club, and with Simo and everyone else. But then before we put out the targets to the player, I felt, well, let's check with the player how they feel themselves. So we did ask the question before the league started, and we asked the same question after the first game of the season, and the exact answer came back: we want to win the league. So as a young players, or as any players, they want to win, obviously. They want to win everything. We want to do that, but we want to do it in the right way. Personally, I do want to win. I want to win the league, 1 or 2 cup if possible. but I want to do that match day. I want to be the most aggressive attacking team. I want to be the players to be the most respectful players, the most sportsmanship as they can. I want to look at the score sheet every game, but I want to look at the score sheet without fully fill the first 2 targets. So yeah, win the league and hopefully get promoted. Step 6 to.
Yeah, could be an exciting year then. Busy and exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be tough. There are tough teams, tougher than we anticipated. But everyone we played so far have been fantastic. The other teams comment made to the players, direct to the players as well after game. It's great to see because they feel okay. Yeah, I can see I'm supported by others, the opposition. Their support has been brilliant so far.
Excellent. And sort of finally as well, you talk about the opposition team support, but of course we can have support from our own fan base. How important is it? Of course we're playing here on Friday night and supporters can come and watch, they can visit away games as well if the home team allows it, but how important is it that supporters get behind the sort of next generation of Chelmsford City players?
Well, to the players on a match day, they have been asked the question, when we play on, are we going to have a crowd? And I hope so. For themselves, I think it's important having voice behind and seeing people traveling, home games, away games perhaps as well. It helps them with their confidence. As a club as a whole, if you take the philosophy, Robbie's philosophy, the together, I think it'd be fantastic. We are together. We know the first team, but we are the future of the first team. We are, if he's no next season, although I'm confident a couple of players be either in the first team or step 3 level or the clubs, who knows. But I'm convinced in 2-3 years' time you will see dramatic changes, players coming through the youth section, but we need the supporter to buy to it. We need the supporter to encourage the players, to encourage what the club try to achieve, and the coaches.
Hey, fantastic. Thank you, Mark. It was
excellent
talking to you.